Hey guys, it's Tim here. So for the video today, I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about Australia versus Finland. What's better, my home country or this wonderful new place that I'm living in now? Now this is one of those topics that creates a lot of arguments in our family between me and my wife. So I thought that we better have her on the channel to defend Finland. And so it's not just me being biased, telling you guys that Australia is way better. And actually today, the day that I'm recording on, is Australia Day. So it's gotten me thinking a lot about what are the things that I miss about Australia, the things that are really special. So let's get started.
Hey!
So this is my wife Anni, and she's going to be defending Finland today.
So I actually lived in Australia for 4 years, so I know what I'm talking about.
So how we're going to do this is like going through different topics, and I'll make the arguments for Australia, she'll do it for Finland, and then we'll see which one gets the point in each category. First category is the nature. Now, the reason I think Australia wins this one is just that we have such a wide variety of nature in the country. We've got like the area where I'm from in Cairns is nice and tropical. We've got all the rainforests. We've got beaches. There's beaches around all of Australia really, which is so nice. And then there's the Great Barrier Reef as well. But then when you go inland into the country, you've got the bush, or the outback. That's such a different environment as well. And then down south, the environment changes a bit as well. Some of it is a little bit like Finland with its nature, and you kind of get more seasons. Then there's like the mountains as well are really beautiful. The whole country is really beautiful. What does Finland have to offer?
I think one of the greatest things in Finnish nature is that it's everywhere. It's really close to us. We don't have to go far away, out of the city even, to experience the nature. We have tons of forests everywhere. We have many lakes, especially inland of Finland. We have also some of the coast, which is nice during summer, obviously not as warm. We have beautiful Lapland, where you can see, again, tons of forest, but also amazing aurora borealis.
What?
I said aurora borealis. Obviously, the main thing in Finland to do is to swim in the lakes, and we do that during summer a lot. We would go to cottage, enjoy the peace and quiet. So in Finland, the nature is all about relaxing, enjoying it really. In Australia, when you go out in the nature, you have to be scared of being killed by an animal, a little bug or a snake or something like that. So hey, you can't really enjoy it in the same way.
Yeah, but I think that's true in that in Finland, most people are like a lot closer to the nature. A lot of the houses are kind of surrounded by forests. But I do think in Finland, once you've seen some of the nature, you've pretty much seen all of it. Whereas you could spend months traveling around Australia and be seeing new stuff all the time.
Yeah, again, you have to travel. I think that's the big point here. So when it comes to actually living in the country, I think Finland gets the point. When it comes to traveling and tourism, sure, there's probably more to see in Australia.
Australia, I think Australia gets the point in this one.
Sorry, I can't give you the full point.
Okay, well, maybe we'll go half and half, Finland and Australia for this one. 0.5 each. Okay, round two. This is about weather. Now, I think this is gonna be a short one. We all know the real answer on this one. Let me just show you how the sky looks outside. I think that makes the argument for me. But it's super overcast, super wet. For many months of the year in Finland, the weather just stinks to be outside. Whereas you compare that to Australia and there's just so many sunny days every year. Some cities are definitely better than others. Like I lived in Melbourne for maybe 5 years and the weather there can definitely suck. But like summertime now, it's pretty beautiful there. And in the city where I'm from in Cairns, we maybe had like 300 sunny days a year. So the weather in Australia, it's absolutely perfect. You can be at the beach for most of the year, if not all year. And again, you kind of have a choice of what kind of climate you like. Either you can be in the hot tropical parts, the cooler parts down in Melbourne or Tasmania. Plenty of variety.
Okay, yeah. I just want to point out that you are comparing all of Australia to Turku, where we live at the moment. So if you would compare the Finland winter in Lapland to Australia, I think the situation would be completely different. In Lapland, there's snow during winter, every single winter. Even at the moment, it's beautiful, it's cold, it's sunny. You can do tons of stuff outside. That's a lot more fun.
But anyway, I think overall in general, across the whole country, Australia has better weather.
No, but I have to tell you, there's no seasons in Australia. There are no proper seasons, especially where we lived. It was hot, basically all year around.
It is super hot in Australia during summer, but the good thing is that it's summer, so pretty much everyone's on holidays anyway, so you can actually go to the beach and all that sort of stuff.
Unless you live in Townsville, where we lived, and it's summer 35, 6, and 24/7.
Look, we've got other categories, but I think I'm gonna have to give this one to Australia. Most people are gonna agree with me on this. Living in a country where you get sunny days most of the year, you can always be doing stuff outside. Yes, it does get too hot, but overall, in general, if you take every day of the year, I think Australia wins this. When I go outside in Finland, you know, you gotta like spend 5 minutes getting all your clothes on. It's kind of like you're living like on the moon or something, and you just gotta like put on this massive suit just to brace the outside.
At least you don't have to have a shower after you step outside for a minute. I know maybe lots of people would agree that Australian weather is better, but I personally can't give Australia 1 point for weather and 0 for Finland.
Well, my channel, my rules. Australia gets the point on this one. 0 for Finland. So we're at 1.5 versus half a point. And if you've been to both these countries, let us know in the comments who has the better weather. You're quite strong on this one.
I am. But that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm just sharing what I think.
Okay, round 3. This is like the standard of living, and particularly thinking here about like the houses and what kind of homes you live in. So I don't want to start off too weak on this one, but I do think Finland might have an edge in some areas in this category. I do think in Australia, we've got a very high standard of living. The homes are pretty nice, you get some good design, but for the average person, I think kind of like middle income sort of households, Finland maybe takes the edge here. Although I did actually look at the stats, and I do think Australia has higher average income, and so a bit more wealth in Australia. We've also got like a stronger economy and all that sort of stuff. Although it is less evenly spread than it is here in Finland. Oh, another point about standard of living in Australia. So our wages are often higher, and then to go along with that, cost of living is often lower as well. So apartments are usually cheaper, food is cheaper, clothing is cheaper. So in that kind of sense, it's better living in Australia. But even then, it varies a lot depending on where you are. But I'll let you tell us why you think Finnish houses and Finnish standard of living is better.
Yeah, well, I definitely have to say that it is a bit annoying how low incomes we have in Finland, especially for unskilled jobs. But the living standard in general, yeah, I definitely think it's better in Finland, especially the houses. So in Finland, the houses, I feel like they're really well built. They have thick walls. Yeah, they have thick walls so that the heat stays inside. Also, our doors are really solid. I don't know, maybe we lived in the weird places in Australia, but I feel like our doors even sometimes had gaps between the door and the floor. So you can
airflow, you know? Airflow.
Yeah, and also other things flow in, like cockroaches, spiders, all sorts of things. But still, I have to say, like, I think Scandinavian houses are known for the nice interior, and I do think even if you compare like nicer areas in Australia, Finland still wins. And I have to say, for me, having to look around every corner on the floor, every corner on the roof when I go to shower, that is stressful. You know, shower is the part of the day when you can just relax, but no, not in Australia. There are things creeping on walls. And it's not just me who minds it. I actually have proof of Tim jumping up and down because of the cockroach. Look at this. Oh my goodness, it's moving.
Well, cockroaches are gross, come on. I mean, spiders, it's like whatever, they're pretty good, but cockroaches, yeah, nah, they're gross.
But also another point about the standard of living in Finland. Finland has said to be one of the safest countries in the world. So I think that adds to the standard of living too, a little bit.
And I guess they often rank very high on the happiness indexes here and there as well. So Finland probably gets the point in standard of living and houses. Okay, round number 4. Now we're doing culture. Now this is obviously very subjective, depends on what kind of things you like. But we're thinking mostly kind of here about like the social life and social opportunities. How do the people interact with each other? Now, this one, Finnish people are great and lovely, and I love the people that I've met so far. I've got along with them really well. But look, I've got to say, I do really love the Australian culture and just how easygoing everyone is, how friendly everyone is. Like, you'd be going to the supermarket and you just chat with the people in the line, ask how your day's going. When you see people on the street, you give a polite nod. There's a nice sense of community and people are really friendly to each other. I also think that it's really easy to meet and get to know people when we're in new situations, like when we went to a new church or new university, something like that. People would come up and talk to you and ask how you're going, where you're from. So the social life in Australia, I think it's really good. Yeah, everyone likes to look out for each other and generally people are pretty good mates. So that's why I think Australia has the better culture, in my opinion.
So I definitely agree that Australia has its perks when it comes to social life and people actually being more chatty and having more contact with each other. But I do think that in Finland, even though stereotypically people are a bit more reserved, if you do talk to someone, you are really genuine and really real. Not saying that's not true in Australia, but I do think it definitely is common in Finland that if you are chatting with someone, saying something, that a Finn really means it, what they're saying. But I don't think the social life is only aspect of the culture. For example, I would like to raise the point about the hobbies and just what people do during the free time. And I do think that in Finland, people are quite sporty. Maybe that's my experience, but I do think that there are a lot of opportunities for kids to do sports in different cities, different clubs, different ages, different levels. I feel like Finnish kids are fairly sporty and hopefully also healthy because of that.
Yeah, fair enough. But I think that in Australia, I mean, we're a massive sporting nation as well. Everyone loves playing sport. Maybe not everyone has the same amount of access to it at school. But when I was growing up playing Australian football, playing basketball, tons of kids play sport on the weekends. And I think as well, this is where the weather helps out in Australia. It helps the opportunity to practice more hobbies and do more stuff. For example, like the beach culture is huge in Australia. So spending time out with friends is a big part of Australian culture, going for barbecues and picnics on the beach, out at the park.
Yeah. And I do think that in Finland, the cities make sure that there's lots of forests nearby where the houses are, and also parks everywhere. We have really wide cycling paths, so it's really common to cycle everywhere, and it's not that dangerous because you don't have to necessarily go on the actual road with cars. Kids often walk or cycle to schools, and because the weather isn't too hot, it's actually possible for kids to walk or cycle to schools even when it's minus 20 degrees.
I guess Finland as well then has like all the winter sports, would you say?
Yeah, we have lots of winter sports. It is exciting to do those, and because they are seasonal, I think people are exciting about them once the snow comes and get really into them. So I guess when it comes to culture, I think there are so many different aspects of culture that's hard to share the point, because I think we both can agree that some ways Australia would get the point, but also some ways Finland might get the point.
Yeah. Well, let's say like, so Australia gets the point for like social life and kind of general friendliness, but then I guess we can give the point to Finland for hobbies and stuff to do. Again, let us know in the comments, what kind of lifestyle culture do you prefer out of those two that we've described? So then if we give half a point to Australia and half a point to Finland for culture, then I guess we're left on 2 points each. So 2 points each. You probably might have seen this coming at the start of the video, but we can't split them.
I guess that also explains why we come back to this same debate time after time.
All in all, I think they're both really amazing countries to live and to travel in.
And I do have to say, I think Australia is a great country, but it still comes after Finland, in my opinion. Just like what you would say about Finland.
Yeah, I might say that Australia is my favourite place in the world, but Finland is a close second. So we can't split them, but Let us know in the comments if you've been to Australia, what do you like about that kind of country? My Australian friends, make sure you're active in those comments. And if you're from Finland, what are the best things about living here? Or did we get it all wrong? Is there some other country out there that is far better than both of these countries? Let us know what you think. Also, don't forget to leave a like on the video. So thanks for joining me for that topic. Hopefully our relationship hasn't suffered any consequences. Make sure you go down there and click subscribe as well. We just hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that. It really means a lot. I'm absolutely stoked. I didn't think it would happen this soon. Thank you so much for everyone that's been watching, for everyone that's been liking and commenting, subscribing as well. It really means a lot. So we'll see you all in the next video.
See ya.